The film commences at Stratford University, where we meet the protagonist, Darryl Witherspoon. Despite assisting students on a university tour, Darryl is concurrently employed as a mailman, efficiently juggling both roles. As he guides students through the university, he seamlessly fulfills his postal duties, swiftly transitioning to another tour afterward. In the subsequent scene, Darryl is seen napping in his room with the TV providing background noise. His repose is abruptly interrupted by a call from his mother, inquiring about his job prospects. Despite portraying himself as a top contender for a great job, the harsh reality is that he is grappling with financial challenges. The university's tuition office later contacts Darryl regarding his unpaid semester fees. Lacking funds, he adopts a deceptive tactic, impersonating someone else and falsely claiming that Darryl met an unfortunate fate. Faced with desperation, Darryl explores unconventional methods to earn extra cash, including blood and sperm donation and a misguided attempt at donating hair. A chance encounter at the university cafeteria introduces Darryl to Scott, a classmate vying for the same job. Their rivalry unfolds with mutual jesting. The entrance of a captivating girl named Janice adds a new dynamic to the scene, catching Darryl's immediate attention. In a subsequent class, a representative from Smythe-based corporation outlines the job qualifications, emphasizing sports and social activity involvement. The selection process involves 5 finalists, and Scott appears to meet all the criteria, causing concern for Darryl. Undeterred, Darryl decides to showcase his athleticism by attempting ice hockey, seeking assistance from his roommate Tim, the team captain. During campus cleaning, Darryl stumbles upon a pamphlet advertising a neuropsychology seminar promising monetary compensation. Attending the seminar, he learns about a drug heightening human senses. Despite side effect warnings, Darryl, enticed by the prospect of earning money, agrees to take the experimental drug. Dr. Thomas Wheedon, the seminar's host, instructs Darryl on the drug regimen, cautioning about potential side effects. Eager to make new friends, Darryl attends a fraternity party and successfully asks Janice out. However, Scott's arrival sours the atmosphere, leading to Darryl leaving the party. Upon returning home, he decides to take the first dosage of the experimental drug. During a subsequent exam, Darryl experiences heightened sensitivity to ordinary stimuli, causing discomfort. Seeking guidance, he visits Dr. Wheedon, who assures him that these sensations are part of the experiment. Dr. Wheedon advises Darryl to exercise his senses to regain control. Darryl diligently works on mastering his heightened senses, ultimately developing a form of superpower. Continuing with his daily routine, Darryl takes on the role of a kitchen staff member for the university program, striving to make ends meet. Meanwhile, the Smythe-based corporation celebrates with the job competition finalists. Despite not initially making the cut, Darryl leverages his newfound superpower of heightened senses to captivate the panelists. This unforeseen demonstration prompts them to include Darryl as the 6th finalist in the competition. Later that evening, reveling in his success, Darryl observes Janice entering a restroom with her friend. Utilizing his super hearing, he discreetly listens to their conversation, discovering Janice's criteria for an ideal partner. Armed with this information, Darryl seizes the opportunity, approaching Janice as she exits the restroom. Employing his acute sense of smell, he accurately identifies the perfume she wears, impressing Janice and leading to a dinner invitation. She even bestows a kiss on his cheeks, leaving him blushing. The following day, Tim notices Darryl administering injections to his buttocks and wrongly deduces a substance addiction. Subsequently, in college, Darryl garners praise from the hockey coach for his adept skating and saves a puck, earning a spot on the team. Excelling in the game, Darryl astounds everyone, including Scott, who is awestruck by his performance. The narrative shifts to an inter-college ice hockey match, where commentators mention Stratford University's historically poor performance. Unbeknownst to them, Darryl is playing as a stopper. Leading his team to an early victory, he successfully thwarts every challenge, marking the university's first ever win, a cause for widespread celebration. For a job interview at the Smythe-based corporation office, Darryl employs his superpower to eavesdrop on the questions posed during the interview. In turn, he provides answers to information missed by other candidates, impressing Randall Tyson, a board member, who tasks Darryl with impressing potential client Arlo Vickers. Enthusiastically agreeing, Darryl learns that the final decision will be made in 5 days. That night, Darryl invites Janice for dinner and showcases his culinary skills. Amidst delightful food and conversation, he astounds Janice by reciting romantic lines from a poem his roommate Tim is reading in the adjacent room. This unexpected gesture excites Janice, leading to an intimate encounter. However, Darryl faces disappointment as he ejaculates prematurely, causing Janice to leave. On the subsequent evening, Darryl pleasantly surprises his family by bringing Janice along to introduce her. His mother commends his friendly demeanor, initiating conversation with Janice, while Darryl engages with his siblings. Before departing, Darryl tenderly contributes some money to assist his mother with household expenses, evoking an emotional response. Back in the dorm, Tim discovers Darryl using the drug again, raising concerns. Inquiring about it, Tim expresses skepticism despite Darryl's attempt to elucidate the positive outcomes. Desperate to dispel notions of addiction and highlight the drug's beneficial effects, Darryl resorts to taking a double dose. The aftermath of the overdose manifests the next day, leaving Darryl with numbness in his arms and legs, hindering his mobility. Concerned, Tim promptly contacts a drug support group for assistance. Simultaneously, Darryl manages to reach Dr. Wheedon's clinic, divulging the overdose. The doctor explains the serotonin boost's desensitizing effect, limiting Darryl to 4 senses at a time, each intermittently active. The sole remedy is to await the drug's departure, estimating a 3-day duration during which Darryl must stay bedridden. The narrative transitions to a basketball match where Darryl sits with board member Tyson and special guest Vickers. Tasked with impressing Vickers, Darryl encounters discomfort as his senses play tricks. Despite temporary eyesight issues and missteps during the game, Tyson reassures Darryl of another opportunity to win over Vickers. Later in the dorm, Tim, misinterpreting Janice's sister Lorraine's visit as a potential issue with Darryl's medication, alerts the drug support group. Lorraine flirts with Darryl, who, still affected by the drug, struggles to perceive her advances. As his hearing returns, Lorraine's attempt to initiate intimacy fails due to the numbing effect. Unfortunately, Janice arrives during this awkward situation, finding Darryl in a compromising position. Subsequently, Darryl, struggling with his health, faces a disastrous ice hockey match for his college. In the aftermath, he seeks Tim's help in preparing for the final job interview, while Scott receives support from experienced advisors. Despite deteriorating health, Darryl remains resolute, intensively preparing for the impending interviews. On the interview day, Darryl's vision blurs, leading him to seek directions from a homeless man who deceives and robs him. Naked, Darryl manages to cover himself and acquire new clothes. However, he realizes the inappropriate choice upon arriving at the office. Simultaneously, the drug effects cause him to urinate in his pants. Yet, he discovers that the drug has left his system, allowing him to present himself as normal during the interviews. In the final interview round against Scott, Darryl impresses with a brilliant response to a tiebreaker question. Despite initially receiving the job offer, Darryl confesses to cheating with the drug, earning Tyson's respect. Tyson grants Darryl a junior-level job at the company due to his honesty. A year later, Darryl is seen as a junior analyst entering the Smythe-based corporation building for his dream job. The film concludes with a heartwarming scene revealing Darryl and Janice's marriage and their move into a new house with their family. As we wrap up our journey through the hilarious and absurd world of Senseless, we've revisited the laugh-out-loud moments and the unexpected twists that make this comedy a memorable ride. From the wild experiments to the comedic chaos that ensues, this film delivered its own brand of humor. Share your favorite Senseless moments in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more recaps and discussions on comedic gems. Thanks for joining us in reliving the comedic mayhem of Senseless. A reminder that laughter can be the best remedy. Stay tuned for more cinematic explorations on our channel. Until next time, keep the laughter rolling.